So we're picking up at the close of Juno's speech. Talia flammato secum dea corde volutans nimborin patriam loca feta forentibus austris aeoliam venet. Rolling around such things in her heart to herself, the goddess, flammato corde. So, dea, subject, modified by a present active participle, volutans, the goddess, rolling about such things. So, like, considering such things in her inflamed heart, inflamed with anger, to herself, into the land of the clouds, places, this is a positive to patriam, places pregnant with furious south winds. She came. The name of the place, Aeolia. So Aeoliam is also in the positive to patriam. So to summarize, the goddess, thinking about all this stuff, came to Aeolia, a country of clouds, place pregnant with raging south winds. Hic vasto rex Aeolus antro luctantes ventos tempestates sonoras imperio premit. Here, that's hic, King Aeolus in his vast cave. Verbs, premit. So that's going to be our verb. This whole line is going to contain the direct object. These are all accusatives. So premit, oppresses, presses down, something like that. So King Aeolus in his vast cave presses down the winds, luctantes, wrestling, the wrestling winds, tempestates, blah, 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 tempestates que sonoras, and the resounding tempests, imperio, with his command, ac vinclis et carcere frenat, and reins them in with chains and a prison, ablatives of means. Illi, the winds, il indignantes magno cum murmuremontes. That is one of the most famous examples of what you call it? Alliteration, anaphora, the repetition of sounds for effect. So that's supposed to sound like, rumbling mountain. Magno cum murmuremontes. Il indignantes magno cum murmuremontes circum claustra fremunt. They, indignant, the winds, being indignant, with a great murmuring of the mountain, fremunt, crash around, make noise around their enclosures, circum claustra, around the closed-in things, prisons. Celsa sedet Aeolus arche sceptra tenanes. Aeolus sits on his lofty citadel, locative ablatives there, holding present active participle modifying Aeolus, his scepter, molitque animos et temperat iras. Scepters. It's a sceptrum, isn't it? So this is plural, accusative. So that's just one of those instances of a plural for a singular. Holding scepters. It means it's holding a scepter. If it's literal, if it's figurative, it means having the accoutrements of the ruler. Therefore, being the king. Molit quanimos et temperat iras. And mollifies or softens their fighting spirits and tempers their angers. Ni faciat, if he should not do this, ni is nisi, faciat present subjunctive. So in the protasis here of this condition, it is a Present subjunctive is future less vivid. Mariac terras caelumque profundum quippe ferant rapidi. Ferant also present subjunctive, so still, what did I just say? Future less vivid. If he should not do this, obviously, the rapid winds, the rapid ones, would bear the seas and the lands and the profound sky, the deep sky. They would bear them with themselves and would sweep them through the breezes. They'd blow everything away like a hurricane. Sed pater omnipotens, whereon they're also present subjunctive. Sed pater omnipotens speluncis abdidit atris. But the omnipotent Father, who's the omnipotent Father? That's Jupiter. But the omnipotent Father hid them away in caves black. Hoc metuanes, fearing this thing. Metuanes, present active participle modifying pater. Molem quet montis in super altos imposuit. And a mass and high mountains, this is montis, above he placed. So fearing this, he hid them away in a cave, and he put a mass and high mountains on top of them. Regemque dedit, and gave them a king, qui foedere certo et premere et laxa scire daret iussus habenas. Let me try that again in meter. Et premeret laxa scire dare iussus habenas. Who? A king. Gave them a king who, by a fixed compact, by a sure agreement, would know. So this is the kind of king who would know. That's imperfect subjunctive because we're in secondary sequence, and this is a relative clause of characteristic. Gave them the kind of king who would know by sure agreement how to premere, to press them down, and to give loose reins, having been ordered. So this is a king who knows when to suppress the winds and knows how to let them go, literally to give them loose reins, to give them free rein, we could say. It's a horse metaphor. Iussus, perfect passive participle, having been ordered, modifying the subject, which is qui, referring to the king. The king who would know how to do this, having been ordered, when he is ordered. Ad quem tum uno supplex his vocibus usast. To whom, to which king, then, Juno, as a suppliant, used, that's deponent, and takes the ablative, these voices are for words, and we'll hear what words she uses next time.